State of Anarchy, Masters of Mayhem is a twin-stick shooter with a very quirky sense of style, and will be today's review on the Crimson 15 podcast. State of Anarchy, Masters of Mayhem is available on PC, Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. My review will be on the PS4 version of the game. Thanks to Keymailer for providing me with the key for review. All the details will be in the description below. Masters of Mayhem is a vastly expanded remake of the State of Anarchy game with tons of new features and content. You were an ordinary citizen in a small town. Now it's on fire. Rioters are storming the houses. Aliens rampage in the sky. Run as fast as you can. Shoot anything that moves. Do not release the gas pedal. Anarchy has never been so much fun. But does the game live up to that description? Yes and no. Right off the bat, the graphics had me feeling like this game went really cheap. Like doodles I used to make in math class. But as I kept playing, the art direction started to grow on me. Much of the same can be said about the music and sound effects. Most, if not all the sounds, are made by mouth, so all the gunshots, explosions, and car sounds are made by a person. It is pretty funny, but it fits the style of the game. And the music is really good too. The Office Mayhem theme and the Showdown theme are pretty kick-ass. They are definitely my favorite songs in the game. Gameplay wise, it's a twin stick shooter. Move the left stick, aim and shoot with the right stick. If you played any game like Geometry Wars, you'll be right at home with this. The main objective of the game is to kill everything that you see, and you'll definitely be killing everything because you have to collect money and earn experience points. While the game does have an RPG leveling system, don't expect the giant skill tree that you would find in a full-blown RPG. It's very bare bones with little to no customization. Every stage has a boss, and the game does a good job of showing you where that is because without any type of direction you wouldn't even know where to go. So there's a nice arrow letting you know where the boss is. It's usually in a bank, and as you get to the first sets of bosses, they're pretty easy to take down, and this is where the game does a really good job of slowly but surely ramping up the difficulty. So as you learn the controls and learn how your weapons work, the game gradually gets harder. And as the difficulty starts to tick up, you have to start learning patterns, you start seeing different types of enemies, you start dropping bombs on the ground, mines, so it's not just as easy as the game starts out as, but it never gets so hard so fast that you feel like you can't win. Once you start learning patterns, you can get around just about every boss. With every defeated boss, you get a new weapon. Sometimes it's a primary, sometimes it's a secondary weapon. Let's talk about weapons. There seems to be only two real types. Ones that do more damage but fly in a straight line, and then others that do less damage but cover a wide area. As I played the game, I found myself preferring the spread type weapons because as the levels progress, you start fighting more and more enemies, and you need to cover a much wider area to do as much damage to as many enemies as possible. And now we get to my biggest complaint about the game and the weapons is you'll find a weapon you really like, but every time you beat a boss, which happens pretty quickly, you get different weapons. You may keep the same weapon for 1 or 2 levels, but you're going to end up losing it and switching it out for a different one. I wish there was a way for you to keep your weapon and then level that weapon up, because there's times where I had like a pretty cool kind of machine gun type weapon and it got replaced with like an RPG, which does a lot of damage, but it shoots slow, it doesn't have as wider spread. I'd rather have had the weaker weapon that was able to hit more enemies at once. But, you know, you're forcing the swapping weapons all the time. I wish there was a way you really could just keep the weapons you like. While State of Anarchy Master Mayhem may not redefine the twin-stick shooter genre, it has a unique art style, fun sound effects, and a killer soundtrack to boot. The game's good for a quick pickup, maybe play a couple levels, turn it off, come back to it later on in the day. It doesn't necessarily need to be sat and played for a long time to be appreciated. All in all, I give this game a 7 out of 10. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.